Welcome back, everyone. This is episode 188 of the Jiu Jitsu Dummies Podcast. We are brought to you by Black Belt Digital Marketing. Anything you need to build your business on or offline, web design, SEO, Google Ads, graphic design. We have new AI products. We even do printing. We can absolutely help with anything. Check us out at Black Belt Digital Marketing on Instagram or our website, bbdigitalmarketing.com. You can request a free review of your online presence right there on the homepage today. Joining us today is entrepreneur, business coach, speaker, podcast host, Dan Sachkowsky.
Yes, sir.
I'm saying it right? They're like, hey, look at me. Also known as Big D. I'm going to call you Dan. I'll let the ladies call you Big D. All right, good. He's an entrepreneur, a business coach, speaker. He hosts the Big D Podcast. He's also the founder of the 7-Figure Blueprint Syndicate, where he helps entrepreneurs scale their businesses, strengthen their leadership, and build lives designed around freedom, impact, and legacy. All things that I love, that I'm trying to do. My name is Milton Campus. I'm a black belt training out of South Florida. Don't forget to like, comment, save, share, do all those things. Click the subscribe button. We appreciate all of your support. I'm going to do a few shout outs. I'm going to toss it to my wonderful co-host and comic relief, Ben.
Yours truly, moi.
Your time.
Well, now is the time. Let's start off where it's most important, right? At home. North Palm Beach, if you're a mixed martial artist, jiu-jitsu or striker in any facet, there's only one place to be. That is American Top Team, Palm Beach Gardens, the premier in mixed martial arts training. The premier. There is none better. We've proven it year after year. ATTPBG.com is the website. Check it out. Follow our Instagram, ATTPBG, on the socials. Now, let's get to some serious business.
I'm going in a wrestler.
No. I mean,
I felt it coming.
Why not? When you close your eyes in bed and you see only darkness. Don't do it? Okay, sorry. Go buy Fight Tape. It's the best tape you can have.
How's everything going?
I have 100 rolls of gauze left. I have 300 rolls of tape. So we're selling pretty fast.
Yeah.
It's been moving really well since the beginning of the year.
Jiu-jitsu tape? I'm going to keep on asking. Do you got the thin?
Oh, the halves?
I know you can, you could peel
My
it.
biggest issue is literally storage space because we have to buy them in the thousands.
Yeah.
And I don't have like a warehouse. Yeah. So I'm focused on a single thing at the moment.
Yeah, ready to talk to you about, I've talked to Flo and Rule about your tape. So.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
We can make a little magic.
Whenever you're ready, you just reach out.
All right.
What else you got to add? Anything? You have a kickboxing tournament coming up too,
yes. Right? May 17th. That's Sunday. IKF Point Kickboxing and Muay Thai will be returning to Davie, Florida at the Davie Police Athletic League Gymnasium. We're going to bring Point Kickboxing and Point Muay Thai to Broward County. It's the best way to start if you haven't gotten into full contact yet. You're dipping your toes in the waters of competition. Start on that level. Work your way up to it. We have a track record proven of our winners as gone up into competitions, taking belts, winning titles.
You have some like more experienced guys that come out too.
Yeah.
You got to tell them they're like, hey, this is point fighting. You're not taking anybody's head off, right?
Most of the people that have been around understand. Yeah. There are schools here and there that are like, you're 12. This is the World Series. Try to kill somebody. And we put the kibosh on that pretty quick.
Yeah.
This is great for like the fighter who's like, oh man, it's been 6 months. Let me like kick the rust off real quick.
Yeah.
Perfect for that, like warming up, getting back to competition. Yeah. And if you're on the come up, you haven't really gotten there yet. You're just testing the waters. There's no better way.
And I'll say this. You haven't said this, but I will say that I've gone and set up for Academy Safe. I've seen Jim Ehlers, the UFC vet. Mm-hmm. I think he had a couple fights in the UFC. Roger Kroll, American Top Team fame, right? He was like the striking coach for years.
Yeah.
So like if you're interested in meeting some big names, they're coaching. 100%. They have gyms and they're coaching their guys, right? So
yeah,
it's a super fun event. It's the 17th. I'm coming home from a cruise the morning of the 16th, so I got.
You'll be well rested.
Yeah, we'll talk about if I'm going to feel like coming out the next day.
Oh, too much vacation.
Yeah.
I'm so well rested.
All right, let's. So we're also brought to you by Academy Safe. Everybody that's listened to the show knows that we're advocating for background checks and U.S. Center for Safe Sports certification for coaches and owners throughout the United States and Canada. So check us out at academysafe.org. You can use code JJDFIVE. It's JJD5. Use that code to get a couple of bucks off your membership. We have some really big things going on. We're working with a new app provider that might completely revamp our system. So lots of cool things going on. But for those people that don't know, right, Academy Safe is all about cleaning up martial arts, really trying to get the creepers out. We know that we can't stop somebody from doing something bad in the future, but I think background checks is a good place to start. You are a member. You were
sir.
Our first
in West Palm Beach, or third in Florida.
Third in Florida.
I think I might still be the only in West Palm.
Yeah.
Or Palm Beach County.
Yeah. We've got some more coming.
Good. The
All
more
right,
the
so
merrier.
Check us out at academysafe.org. Again, JJD5 at checkout gets you a few bucks off your annual membership. Thank you to Flow and Roll, hands down the best custom gi and no-gi gear in the business. Visit them on Instagram at flow_n_roll. Check out the custom designs they've created for academies throughout the country. Gym owners, you can stock up on your gis and no-gi kits at flowandroll.com. Give them a buzz. Let them know that you're interested in maybe talking about their pre-order program, which will save you tons of money and get you everything you need. 20% off of your online orders with code JJD. You can't use that code for bulk orders. And that's it. Dan, appreciate the patience. How you doing, brother?
All good, man. Thank you.
What's going on, man?
Hanging out, man. Looking good,
We spoke so long ago that I was just like, how did I meet him? And I went back on Instagram. I'm like, oh, Ish.
Ish, yeah.
You were on the Relentless podcast with Ish Lopez.
Yes, sir.
I listened to that episode. I heard him mention us, and he was like, oh, you're going to be down in Boca. You should go see my friend Mel. Yeah. So we had him on. We work with, I don't know how much you know about Seminar Stack. Company he works with, a company called Seminar Stack. They basically for-profit company that raises money for nonprofits. Like, so they raise money through wellness, jiu-jitsu. They do competitions. They'll do tournaments. They have a big event happening this weekend. That money that comes in, they donate it to nonprofits. Kind of like a Tap Cancer Out kind of does that kind of same thing, right? They come in
that.
and
I'm actually I'm doing an event in Pittsburgh. I think it's in October. And I connected him with the guy who's running the event. I'm speaking at the event.
Okay.
And they're doing some stuff together.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, Seminar Stack's really cool. We've had a great relationship with them. But let's tell everybody, kind of a little bit about what you do. So, I mean, you got one of those long resumes. So let's start out with speaking. You just said you have a speaking engagement, right?
Yes, sir.
And you also mentioned you're doing something in Fort Lauderdale.
Fort Lauderdale on May 8th.
So tell everybody what do you do at these events?
So I'm the founder of the 7-Figure Blueprint. Basically, the last 2 companies I built and sold, I understood how to be a true CEO. Work 20 hours a week, scale a business, super profitable, $30 million companies, and basically get rid of them.
Did you say work 20 hours a week?
20 hours a week.
That's it?
Yeah.
Jesus. What am I doing wrong?
Most people are operators, and they never become a CEO.
Owner operator.
So my first company when I was young, 17 to 24, I was the owner operator. I made tons of money, but I went bankrupt at a young age. And I realized that wasn't the key. So then the next 3 companies I built them to sell. And I knew that if I was going to sell them, I couldn't be a key factor.
Okay.
Then having a heart attack back almost 5 years ago, I realized that, I was done building business. I was really good at it. But if I were to die, right in that point in time,
The business dies with you.
No, not even that. No, my business wouldn't die because I was actually CEO.
But before you kind of realized that, right? I mean,
what I realized was that I really didn't build a legacy. I built a bunch of businesses, but I didn't really show my kids what real legacy was.
Okay.
So what happens if I shift this and I really teach other operators how to go to CEO?
Yeah.
So that's kind of the role I'm in today.
Let's talk about the heart attack real quick.
Sure. So
What happened?
my aortic valve has a slice in it. So my heart attack was a little bit different. It was kind of, going into hypertension, almost a stroke, but my heart almost exploded, right? So I was, this story goes so far back, right? I was doing steroids, pro bodybuilder at a young age, and, just abusing steroids for years.
Yeah.
Your heart wall's supposed to be 3 millimeters, mine's 7. So you can imagine my resting heart rate's 97. Supposed to be 45, right? So mine's double. Yeah.
Still
to this day.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. And high blood pressure just because of everything I've done. 3 days in a row, I didn't take my blood pressure medicine. Hey, I got to go pick this thing up. You keep telling yourself that, but you just don't do it. And it was 100 some odd degrees. I'm with my daughter. She's like, hey, can we have bad food for lunch? Yeah, we'll get a sandwich. All the salt. We'll drink soda. So it all just caught up to me.
A little sodium in that soda.
So just after my daughter's mom picked her up, probably about 30 minutes later, I went numb wrist to wrist. My entire body was on fire. I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
So I ate 3 aspirin. Went in the hospital. I went in an ambulance. And what's crazy is like you watch movies as a kid, and people go in ambulances and everything turns white, and they feel like they went to heaven. That's the same shit I saw, dude. I was texting my kids, and I don't remember anything after that. Everything was just white, and I wake up in a hospital with people talking over top of me. So you didn't know if it was a dream or you didn't know if it was real. So come to find out, my aortic valve had just like literally opened up, and I was bleeding internally, literally just pouring internally. That's what all that heat was and all that hot was. So I didn't have to get stents or none of that kind of stuff, but my valve had to like close up because it like self-closed itself.
I was going to say, what do they do?
No, they haven't done nothing to this point yet.
Really?
So it calmed down.
You said it in 2022?
Yeah, so this August will be 5 years. So we've just been monitoring it, watching it. I've lost some weight and gotten into better shape. I was always in good shape, but I was just like a big guy. So I've lost some weight, and I really monitor it. My blood pressure is still high if I don't take my pills. But in the event that it does open up again, or through a month, we have to either like do a replacement, or they have to do like a hernia gauze kind of thing.
Oh, like around the
Around
aorta?
Yeah.
Wow. Way worse than what I went through. Had a non-STEMI heart attack. I was just like, man, felt like I had to. You feel like you have to poop. That's what I had. I felt like if somebody was sitting on me.
Yeah.
You know, like I recognize it from jiu-jitsu. Like when somebody has really good top pressure, it's like, holy shit, what's going on? It feels tight. But trained at night, happened at night after training. Went the next morning again. Go home. I'm like, both times I told my wife, I'm like, it feels weird. She made me go to the hospital on Saturday morning after I trained, and they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna send you over to the cardiac unit. And nobody told me I was having a heart attack till I was in the ambulance. Well, they just say, oh, we see something here, and like they're trying not to scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, same. When I was like,
but I was
going to
completely
be okay. They're like, yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
I was up. I was never like in a ton of pain, but it was interesting what you said, which is what everybody thinks like, oh, it's supposed to be like the left arm or whatever. Like I felt that you said wrist to wrist. Mine was elbow to, it's funny because I've explained it like that. I was like, it was for me, it was elbow to elbow. It's like I felt like this, I can feel like pain in the arms, but it didn't go all the way down, but I felt it from there to there. And I was like, by the time I got to the hospital, I was fine. But the only question, they bring me right in and they go in to do I wound up 4 stints over 2 days. They went back in a second time. And the only question that doctor asked me, she didn't even ask me my name. I remember this. They're starting to put me out, like you're getting a little groggy. She walks in and she just looks down at me. She goes, steroids? And I go, and she's like, and then then I'm like kind of out.
You know, the first question they asked me, what kind of drugs are you on?
Yeah.
Like when I was waking up, they're like, what kind of drugs were you doing? I go, I don't do drugs. And I was like, call my doctor, because I knew I had like something going on. But because my doctor wasn't in network, they wouldn't call him.
Really?
Like 3 days.
Jesus Christ.
So I walked right out of the hospital.
Wow. Yeah.
It's wild. Dude.
It's crazy. I blame, from that, her saying that made me then go, oh, it's probably because, and I didn't do a ton of steroids. I did like D-ball and Winstrol, and I did I did growth, but not a ton and not for a really long time. But I definitely felt like after I stopped, like I felt how much it fucked me up. Like my body started to change from that, like mid-Thursday. Yeah.
Because you're never big enough.
Yeah.
You want that, that cheat code to get there. Now
how do you feel about
peptides.
I was going to say, how do you feel about that stuff now? TRT.
So yeah, I'm on TRT. I have to, because I did so much. My body does not produce.
Yeah.
So I'm doing 200 milligrams of the test a week. And
200 milligrams?
Yeah.
What am I like?
It's 1 cc probably.
Oh, okay. Like I do 1 ml.
Yeah, 1 ml is like 200 milligrams.
Oh, is that what it is? I don't know.
Damn, I do 0.8.
0.8 what?
Yeah, I do.
So you're
0.4.
Okay.
Yeah, 0.4 twice a week.
Okay.
So you're doing probably like 150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just did I just got my last vial of peptides.
Wait,
we definitely getting
yeah, peptides are great. I'm doing like 9 peptides right now.
Yeah. 9?
Yeah.
All
injection.
I hate the daily. I'm daily 6 days a week until this last vial's done.
Yeah, I do 5 days a week, and some stuff I'm coming off now, but other stuff I'll just keep staying on.
Yeah. I was anti the TRT because of the heart attack for so long, and then jiu-jitsu world. It's like I know more people that
you need it.
Yeah,
it does still elevate your blood pressure, but
funny. Yesterday, blood pressure. I went for my annual yesterday with just my primary, not my cardiologist, which I do that. Both of them I have to go to twice a year now, and I was asking him about the blood pressure medication. So I've only been taking the pressure medication at night. I'm supposed to take it twice a day.
What do you take?
I haven't been. What is it called? Carditol. Carditol. I don't know how to say it.
I take losartan and amlodipine.
Okay. Yeah, I take. It's supposed to be twice a day, and I go. He was like, "You're still taking this twice a day, right?" And I'm like, I've only been taking that one at night. And he's like, "No, it lasts for 12 hours." He's like, "You got to take it." And he took my blood pressure. He's like, "You're a little high right now. You didn't take it. When did you take it?" I was like, almost 12 hours ago. He's like, "Take it in the morning." And I forgot today, but I feel like a freaking drugstore.
Dude, I can feel when I don't take my blood pressure medicine.
Yeah.
Like after I go do cardio, go in a sauna, I'm like, oh, I got that.
I am super, super conscious. I don't think it's in my head. If I eat stuff that's salty, I can feel.
Yep.
I feel it, right? You feel it right away. Like I feel it. And I'm like, shit. I mean, I pretty much don't put salt on anything. I rely on like whatever, like if I make French fries, like I get, organic French fries from Whole Foods. And then like the ketchup has the salt in it. So like I'm like, right?
Salt-free ketchup.
Yeah. Oh, you even do that? You're that. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, I know.
How do you crust your steak?
I'll put salt on steak. I use the remember the seasoning
guy?
The
If you
Jiu-Jitsu
actually
guys.
use like sea salt, it's better than regular salt.
I bought one of my training partners put me onto this salt that comes out of like some salt mine in the mountains somewhere. I forget what it's called.
Something.
Yeah, it's like mixed pink and
Himalayan
white.
salt.
Yeah, it's something like that. I think it's actually from the US though. It's like I forget what the name is. I don't know if it's like diamond salt or something, but it was like he's like, "Yo, dude, use this one." And I use that when I'm going to use it, but like it's not a healthy one, not meant to be healthy, but we had this guy on that his kids did jiu-jitsu and they started this company called Mu-Jitsu. He was into like, craft spices and cooking. And then his kids started to do jiu-jitsu. And long story short, they launched this like all of the seasonings are based on like a jiu-jitsu move. So it's just like, and they have little characters and stuff like that. The shit is actually really good, man.
Yeah,
I was just like, another seasoning. And I'm like, they have like, lemon and hot.
Really good.
Yeah. You got about, I use it all the time. Like, so like if I make like some fries, I might put them like in the air fryer and put like stuff on it. So I'm super conscious of almost everything is organic or at least from Whole Foods that I eat, so like I'm on a good path with that, but I'm not super strict anymore. Like I went vegan right after the heart
That's
attack.
cool about the peptides. You don't have to be super strict.
Really?
And
Yeah. I'm doing what is I don't even remember what is it because they changed the name. What's that part of the Wolverine stack with not the TB, the BBC 157. So like even when I went, it was like a different one. Like the BBC 157 was like they told me like it's illegal now, so like we're using this one, but it's the same. Did you guys hear any of this? No.
It was banned sometime last year. There were still a handful of qualified pharmacies that were like allowed to make it.
Compounding pharmacies.
Yeah, but apparently that's been turned back.
Yeah. How you feeling now? Like on the daily, are you good?
Great.
Are you like oh shit? I'm like my heart's racing right now.
Only if I don't take it.
Yeah.
My blood pressure.
Yeah, that's the one.
Mm-hmm.
Do you take do you have high cholesterol or anything like that? No, you don't have to. That's the one.
It's just blood pressure.
Cholesterol meds, baby aspirin every day, the blood pressure.
Baby aspirin's to thin your blood because you're stints.
Yeah.
I take fish oil.
I take fish oil too.
I've
burped that
supposed
shit up
to.
all day.
Oh yeah, yeah, because it comes in like the little the liquid
gram,
inside the cap.
Yeah.
Is there any other way to take it? Like a harder pill, or
they have like a liquid that you can drink, but that's probably worse.
I used to pop them and feed
do
them
you
to my
burp it
dog.
up? You burp it up too? Like you'll burp if you burp, you'll.
I noticed if you take it with a full stomach, no. If you just throw them in while you're going out the door,
yeah. Oh, that's nasty.
It ain't great. It ain't great.
I always try to take my vitamins and my everything in the morning on an empty stomach, then chase it with food.
Yeah,
that way it's like it's under there.
So we are a jiu-jitsu podcast. We did. I heard you talking to Ish about it, and I asked you. You did jiu-jitsu did you do jiu-jitsu for a little bit? Are you still training?
I was doing it for a little bit.
Something. What happened? You burned your leg or something, and then you couldn't.
So I got bad knees. Right, both were replaced, and it was bothering me. Then I burnt my side of my leg, so I ended up not going.
How did you burn your leg?
On my motorcycle.
Oh shit! Okay.
As you can see, it took the whole thing off. But it took weeks and weeks and weeks. So I just never went back. And with all my traveling, you know what I mean? I was like, let me just work out, do cold plunge, do sauna and all that. But I loved it, dude. The workout was great.
Yeah.
but my knees just hurt so bad.
Yeah.
Afterwards, just I can't kneel on my knees just because of how they are. But
Welcome to jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, but you're
It's like
part of the club now.
Everything hurts. I literally got an anti-inflammatory. Today's been the best day. I could barely look over the shoulder. And I told the doctor, I'm like, listen, you gave me some stuff like a year ago. I had the bottle. I'm like, I was great for months. And
Is it
it's
like a
an
cream?
pills. And I'm like, I can barely look over my shoulder. My back is killing me. You gave me this last time. Like everything went away for like months. It's like, it was great. He's just like, what is it? And he's just like, okay. Sent it to the pharmacy. I was like, I didn't think it was going to be that easy.
The new
with all the
age
shit that I'm
drug
taking.
dealer.
no, I really did like it. But for me to on my trip, especially this year, my travel schedule,
Yeah.
I probably make it to one class a month.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just 'cause
hard. That's
my knees
rough.
are fake, so trying to kneel
Yeah.
on my knees,
Yeah.
it doesn't work.
Just for me to try to do anything hurts.
Man, with your build, being a guard puller would be hard. Definitely better off top pressure.
Yeah.
But then you got to be on your knees all the
When
time.
I was like going with some guys and they were like, bro, you're just so strong. I was just like throwing dudes off me, but then they would get me. And I couldn't there's nothing I could do. I can't break loose. I'm too short.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, like big guys aren't expected to pull guard. The first time or the one time I rolled with Jim Ehlers, it was after, I don't know if it was his first or second bare knuckle fight.
Mm-hmm.
Shows up at our academy. I didn't know that he knew our coach. 2 black guys, like just got into a fight. Like it was like a couple of days after. And like I didn't know who he was. I'm looking at him. I'm like, I know this guy from somewhere. I didn't know him from the UFC, but kind of thought I knew him from the bare knuckle side. And I, slap bump, and I'm like, bare knuckle fight. And he goes, I'm like, all right. I just pull guard. This is pull guard, and he just goes. And at the end of the roll, he's just like, I did not expect you to pull guard. And I'm like, why? He's just like, look at how
You're
big
huge.
you are compared to me. And I'm like, 2 of him. And he was just like, he couldn't understand. I'm like, I have a bad back. If I'm going to shoot and, something's going to,
Yeah.
I'm like, path of least resistance. Let's just get down to the floor and do
I'm not
some
in my
jiu-jitsu.
20s anymore, bro.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Dan, there's, the world feels like it's ending. I don't know if you feel that. You see that the war, gas prices, I run a marketing company. Everyone's scared. People are afraid to commit. What are you seeing out there as a speaker, as a business owner? What's your sense of the world? Let's throw some AI in there as well. AI feels like everything is taking over. Web designers are going to be out of jobs. People that write copy for websites, they're all gone. They're all moving into social media. But how do you feel about what's going on in the world right now
So
and
let's
how it
talk about
affects
a couple
business?
different things. Number one, I think with fuel and all that, I think we finally have a president who has balls and wants us to own everything. And if people don't see that, whether you like the guy or not, like we want to have control of it so that we could do what we got to do. Yeah, prices are up because they're closing things down. They're doing. I don't watch politics. I don't watch nothing. But everything that he's done in his 2 terms is just to make us better because he's a businessman and we're a business country, and he wants to be better for himself too. So I see things that are going a good way. And listen, we're just reconditioning ourselves. 2007, everyone thought the world was going to end, right? So and then the Great Depression before that. All we have to do is reconstruct. So everything that goes up must come down, and everything has to readjust. So everything's readjusting in the market today. You got a lot of people who have jobs that aren't working. You got people who are just showing up and don't want to do anything. You got many generations today that just can't, be loyal to anything. So now people worry about AI. AI is going to replace, people and jobs. So what AI is doing is it's taking the laziness out of people because people have been so lazy and there's so many things that people haven't been able to do because they just didn't want to do it. AI is just speeding things up. So people are actually getting things done by using the internet versus trying to use the human that doesn't want to do it and just wants to clock in 8 hours a day. But people will never be replaced.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, AI, people have this fear, like AI is going to take over the world and we're not going to be able to do anything. Or it's like AI is not going to do anything. I'm kind of like in this middle part where I see people, AI could probably cure cancer, but are they going to let it go that far? Probably not.
That's the thing. Is anyone going to be able to stop it? Does it just say, here it is. Here's the answer. I don't need you to tell me that.
But we know the truth to a lot of things, don't we, in this world, but it's being stopped.
Yeah.
So, I mean, listen, everything has to come to a wall where it's like, are we going to open this or not?
Yeah.
So there's so many, when you look at the Food and Drug Administration of the world, they know what they're going to make money on, even though it's not good for us. Then you got people who are trying to bring healthy foods and do this kind of stuff. And what do? They burn down farms. They do this, they do that. They spoil farms because they don't want people to get healthy, right?
I agree with
There's
that.
no money there.
The money's is not in the cure.
Because
Right? The money's not in the cure. The money is in the.
if I gave
Money's
you
the treatment.
if I gave you something to eat that's going to cure your inflammation, or I gave you a peptide, and your doctor didn't have to write a script, 2 people are now out of getting paid,
Yeah.
right? So I mean, at the end of the day,
But I look at it as like, but there's 10 other people that are helping create the peptide that are getting paid, right? That wasn't there before. So like the money just shifts.
but then what's going to happen with peptides?
I'm saying in a
FDA
good way.
approve it.
I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it necessarily puts this person out of business, but this person needs to go over to work for the peptide company now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, let's do this. Like, I was talking to one of the producers when I was waiting in the other office. And I said, if we were talking about this subject, and I said, you know what? Like with COVID, I was working at a marketing company. They thought everything was going to fall apart. They asked every manager for a hit list of people that they had to fire. We were all going to be working from home, 100 people in a company. Everybody's going to be working from home. They were going to chop and fucking slice and dice. We get through March. That was March. We get through March. We have our biggest sales month the next month. We're like, what's going on? All the restaurants that closed, everybody moved over into real estate. Like real estate took off. So like money usually shifts in these, like in this craziness.
Yeah.
The money's not going to go away. People still need to, have a job, open a business. They still need to do something. And a lot of people went into down here in Florida. It's like 1 out of 4 people have like a real estate license. So like people just like, all right, I'm just going to do real estate. That took off. So the money just shifted. That first month was crazy. We just went through that with like March into April here. Since this war starts, like what's going on and people getting scared. I'm waiting to see what that shifts to. Like where is money going to shift? What is the industry that's going to take off? It feels like it's AI, but from a marketing perspective, AI doesn't need my help in marketing it. These are tools that I'm using to market my clients, right? So I definitely feel like we're in the middle of a change and a shift. I just don't know what's on the other side of it. But people are still going to need marketing guys. Not, most people are just like, yeah, I know I could do it with AI. I don't want to do it. You do it, right? So those are the clients that we're still going to have.
Everything has to be governed by a human, meaning like the internet, everything always crashes and it always has to get fixed, right? So think about the last time I went to a grocery store to try to do self-checkout everywhere. And there's one guy watching 6 self-checkouts. Why? Because those self-checkouts cannot be accountable to making the right things happen. So everywhere you go, there's always a situation where someone still has to watch it over.
Let me tell you about a place that I went to. I went to Austin, Texas for the IBJJF. I forget what the name of the place. It was relatively new. Upstairs on the second floor, beautiful, gorgeous facility. They could play basketball. It was like it was a sports arena, like a little mini sports arena. Gorgeous. Go upstairs. There's like a deli, a cafe, or not even a cafe. Yeah, I mean, that was a little coffee station, I guess, but like snacks and chips and pastries and stuff like that. You have to touch your credit card to a little turnstile thing to get in. So now it's got your card, and you just get whatever you want and walk out.
Yeah, Amazon stores have
censor. Yeah,
they censor.
When you look, I didn't look up the first time I was there. I was like, how the fuck did this just happen? All right, whatever. I look up, and there are just sensors all over the ceiling, and you basically walk into a turnstile with your card, and you walk out. There's signs everywhere that say, just walk out. Go ahead. And when I went in there later, I was telling people, there are people like, what do I do? I'm like, yeah, you just walk out. Go ahead, look, see the sign. Just walk out. It's okay. It's gonna charge you. First time I'd ever seen that. No human being, other than, shouldn't say that, the people that like restocking like hot dogs and pretzels. So they're in the back, but nobody to talk to, no attendance. First time I've ever seen that, which I guess, right, is like kind of that Amazon model that they've been trying to do that for years. There are stores like in New York City that exist that do that, right?
Yeah, we already do that.
You're from up north, right? Jersey, right? Have you ever seen one of those places yet?
No.
That was amazing.
I've seen them online.
I mean, it was just like, wow, this is amazing. But, big fucking deal. I could either stop at the counter.
The only thing I would think is I'm going to get double charged, and it's going to be 50% more expensive.
It was right on point. But it was just like, go in,
That's
no
cool.
attendant. Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. I haven't been in an Amazon shop. I know that's coming though. Like fill your cart, put it in the bags. It's going to go. You're going to walk out. The sensors are going to pick everything up, and you just charge your card, right?
I've never been to one, but
No. Yeah.
Here's what's actually going to happen. When you scan your card, they're going to know your credit limit, and then they're going to change the prices on the things you buy. So if you have more money, you'll pay. They've two businesses already gotten caught doing it. Walmart's doing it. So like they'll go through like your cookies, basically, whatever you give them access to.
Oh,
Like,
you're ordering online? If you order online.
And then in the store, it like tracks your phone, and it's connected.
I
to,
feel like
their
Amazon
system.
does that when I reorder something.
As an academy owner, you work hard to build trust with your students, their parents, and your community. But trust isn't something you claim, it's something you prove and earn. That's where Academy Safe comes in. We help academies like yours stand out with verified safety standards. Background checks for all staff, U.S. Center for Safe Sport certification, concussion training, defibrillators on site, CPR, first aid and AED certification, security cameras, rank and lineage checks, and verification of business insurance. Join the trusted martial arts registry that's redefining safety throughout North America. Lead by example. Show parents you're accredited with Academy Safe.
Special thank you to the crew over at Flow and Roll for all their support. Flow and Roll is renowned for their incredible no-gi rash guards, shorts, and leggings. Flow and Roll has quickly become the premier custom apparel provider for academies big and small throughout the United States. Reach out today to discuss your custom order and ask about their incredible pre-order program. You can send an email to flowandroll@gmail.com or visit their Instagram at flow_n_roll and shoot them a direct message. And yes, they can create an awesome custom gi for your academy as well. Visit flowandroll.com to check out their awesome designs, and remember, you'll get 20% off your purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD.
Is your business getting lost online? Black Belt Digital Marketing is a full-service digital marketing agency that helps you get found, get leads, and grow. We specialize in local and website SEO, so your business stands out when customers search. Our website SEO makes sure your site loads fast, ranks high, and stays ahead of AI-driven search, so customers find you first. More visibility, more clicks. More customers write when they're ready to buy. Grow your business online with Black Belt Digital Marketing. Visit bbdigitalmarketing.com or call 9542-204932 today.
So like I can get it cheap the first time, and then when I reorder, it's just like, why is there so much? What's going on? Why is there so much more? If I reorder the same thing, so I usually try to search it and not press the reorder. I feel like I'm getting like a better deal. If I hit reorder, it's like definitely higher than it was the first time I bought it.
Yeah, it's possible.
But so the world isn't ending.
I don't think so.
I feel like
I don't know. It depends. Are you into mutants? You guys watch The Walking Dead?
no. Yeah. I mean, you know, if you listen to people talk about like San Fran, which I think is coming back a little bit, in Austin, and the homeless problems and all that craziness.
It seems like a lot of the craziness of the last like 7-8 years has kind of like the generation that is now like 15, 16, 17 is like, okay, calm down.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like flipping back. Like pretty much all of my employees or coaches at the moment are 18, 19, 20. The 24 to 34, unemployable.
Yeah.
They're horrible.
Millennials.
Yeah, and so like I'm way more impressed with my teenagers than I am a lot of my older 20s.
Like they're not looking at any of this going the world. They're just like, this is normal for them, right? This is the way they grew up.
Kinda.
You know,
Kinda.
like you're coaching the generation that was like, all they know is the iPhone and all they know is
Yeah.
Cell
computers and
phones came
online.
out. The world was ending, right? And then
Yeah,
2004, I got the
DVD player came
iPhone
out,
4.
yeah.
I think is when I got my first phone.
My first year in
2004.
college, I think, is when the iPhone came out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Y2K. Pretty much.
Yeah. I feel like I was late to the party even getting an iPhone. For a business that for somebody that was like in the business world, and
my first iPhone was an iPhone 13, Android
Really?
all day.
I have an
I
Android
just-
still.
Yeah, I would have gone with Android, but when I went for a new one, the new Android was 1800, and I got the iPhone for 750. It was like cool.
I just ordered the 17. They actually went to, like, you know,
Mhm.
put the little sticker on the door. You weren't here to sign for it, so
I hate those.
yeah, they're for assholes. But yeah, I'm
You could leave a little sticky note on your door and say, "Please leave."
I'm in a building. It absolutely wants your signature. So what the asshole did was, instead of like hitting my number on the keypad and me letting him in, he just couldn't get in,
Lazy.
and he put the sticker on the door. But it's stupid because now you got to come back probably 3 times, and then I'm going to go have to pick it up from the store. Like,
Yeah, it's the worst.
because I'm here today. That was day 1. Today's day 2. I'm not going to be there unless he comes in the evening. But it seems like I'm in a high rise, and you can't get in. But I got to buzz you in. Somebody can open the door, but then it's like, but now where do I go? I feel like you don't want to go up to the 8th floor, walk down to my, like,
Yeah,
Like, fuck this.
Dude,
I'll go here, put the sticker, and I'll make him come to the store. Like that. He didn't even bother. Because if he would have called, I was home. If he would have called, I would have been like, "Bing," let you in with the app. It's
You
not
should
for the phone.
file a complaint.
And you know what?
Act your age and file a complaint.
It happened to somebody else that I just happened to somebody else that I know, and it was just like, she's like, it's been a nightmare.
This morning, the Amazon guy got out of his van. Like, we have outdoor entrance to like hallway, and he just like.
Oh, I
threw it
love
up
when I
from
see
the,
that.
from the. I was like, I will swanton bomb you off the second floor.
So
was
Dan,
very
tell me
excited.
about. So you're from Jersey.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about growing up in New Jersey, how it molded you, and I'm interested in hearing about Danny Gordo.
So Jersey's a different world than Florida.
New York, where are you from? You're from
Connecticut.
Connecticut, northern.
So
or
people
south
from the
Connecticut?
Northeast are very fast paced. They're very aggressive. They're very everyone's a tough guy, right? People down here are a little slow and slower, right?
Soft.
Mentally.
So- everything, just like
You move at a slow pace.
slow
here.
pace,
You
like
definitely move at a
late
slower
time.
pace.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh my God, it's infuriating.
always late, and I feel like there's so many bullshitters in Florida.
Yeah.
I literally I was on a phone, but if I was on a phone, I was gonna put a reel up about like the difference between Jersey people and Florida people. Like just in the last couple of days, going out with certain people, just realizing like, bro, all these people are full of shit. Everyone like has this fake and false identity of who they think they are versus who they really are. And I talked about it on
Where,
the podcast.
what city were you in?
So the one I was in Miami, and then that's a given.
Miami is
It's-
the worst.
And then I was in Los Olas, and Fort
Oh,
Lauderdale.
yeah.
That's Miami light. Yes.
Yeah.
So you just kind of see people have this identity crisis where they want to show up a certain way, and you just kind of talk to them for a couple minutes. You're like, yeah, you're full of shit.
Well, so this is
I think
like Florida.
guys, we could read that shit.
Florida is I forget what do they call it. What are they? Because they can't take your home in Florida, right? Like there's a law like
Castle Doctrine?
what is it called? Okay, so there's some type of asset protection where like if you were a criminal and you did something wrong, they can't take your house. Besides the fact that we don't pay state taxes, right? We don't pay state income tax. You can't take your house. Like a criminal can't get his house taken away. I think it has to do with like the home, like we have the homestead. Like you can do the Homestead Act for your house, right?
Mhm.
Again, I'm butchering this, but a lot of people come down here because they can't take your home. Like if you're a criminal, can't take you home. Keep on running your scam. Wife and kids aren't
Wes
going out on the
Swanson
street.
taking his home because he rented it.
Yeah, who's that?
I said Wes Swanson, he'll take his
Who's
home.
that?
You don't know who he is? That fitness guy from Miami. He got locked up, I guess, like he was beating his girl or something. I don't really know.
That doesn't narrow it down.
Yeah,
But he was like a big fitness influencer, Bugatti, like Lambo, like one of the biggest guys down there. Orange,
Yeah.
everything, chains.
See, I just don't even follow those guys. I was gonna say because we're in Boca, because you just said where you were buying a house down here, like the cities along the water. It's what you're gonna find. It's all bullshitters. It's all people that like have done scams in other
Renting
places,
cars.
come down here, try to retire. There's a huge there's our whole podcast office is like 3 mobsters doing a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy.
John A. Light lives up in like Port St. Lucie,
Joey
Coral
Stuff.
Springs.
Dude, like, yeah, I'll show you some of the, I'll tell you the podcast studio and you can go, oh shit, I've seen, there was a guy that he just did he has a Netflix special and does a podcast over here when he's down in Florida. I think he lives down here, so he does it here once in a while though.
Some of them go.
It's
to, like,
crazy.
fight
This is
shows
like,
we
this
were-
is the land of fucking,
I know
of scams.
Skinny Joe's, he's down here in Boca. He has a podcast.
There's a whole bunch of bunch of guys. Now, so I don't know. Ish was on. Ish, did you see the thing that Ish was on where it was one mobster and then all cops surrounding him, and then they did this art. They like he would argue a point. He would say, "Okay, the next topic is this," and then like they'd raise their hand or they would run to the table, and then that cop would talk to them. I knew 2 cops on that. Episode. Ish was on there, and then the guy that wrote the book, Daniel Herrera.
Send
They
me
were
a link
both
for
on
that.
that YouTube.
So
it was really good.
A mobster was interviewing them.
So it's this mobster that ratted.
Mm-hmm.
He's down here, an older guy, and he's got a podcast now, and he does YouTube stuff. And one of the episodes was like a good half-hour episode of him. He's sitting at like a desk, and he'll pose a question, and then he's surrounded by cops and chairs in a big circle, and somebody would run forward who wanted to argue that point. They would do a good job, a shitty job. The other cops would like vote to like get no. that's not a good argument, and then they would get to come in. But Ish was on that.
Can you link me to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I forget what it's. I'll find it real quick because you probably just have to search like Ish. But yeah, I mean it's crazy. So again, Jersey and Danny Gordo.
Oh, Danny Gordo. Yeah, so that was like what my dad identified me as a kid, from like 7 years old to 14 years old.
Yeah.
So my mom was Portuguese. You met me in public. He said, "Hey, this is Danny Gordo." So here, this is Fat Dan. That's how I was introduced, right? So
It's a horrible name for a kid.
he kind of like, he created my identity before I can create my own.
Yeah.
And I searched like my whole life for him to just tell me I was doing a good job for him. And I had the same name as him. My brother was skinny and tall. My dad was skinny and tall. I was short and fat. So I just felt like everything was falling apart in my favor. So that's when I was 14, I just kind of disconnected my life. And I said, you know what, like I'm not going to search for validation. And later on in life, I realized a lot of things about my dad and my brother, same exact person. And they literally like lived the same life. And I disconnected.
So don't they? So a lot of times, like people do the opposite, like nicknames. So like when you're a big guy, they call you Slim.
Yeah.
When you're really skinny, they call you Meat. Like he went Danny Gordo.
right away. And like, he thought it was cool. Like it was good. Like I just like, I started recognizing the pattern of it. And I'm like, that's terrible.
Reading your stuff and listening to some of the podcasts you were on, I'm like, sounds like my relationship with my dad. like trying to prove, like, wanted me to become a cop. I didn't do it. Took the test, but didn't do it. And then, just being like a business guy is like the opposite.
Can you watch this? What do you think about this? And it was always like, I was never good enough. And it was just, it would never hit his standard. But then I just realized now later on in life, it was his problem. He was dealing with his own problems. And, he was I was playing football and I was playing baseball. I was doing everything that he didn't do as a kid. Mm-hmm. And he was making me do it because maybe he couldn't do it. And that's a big problem.
Still around? Is he still with us?
I don't talk to him all too much.
Yeah. Wait, up there? Jersey still?
Jersey, yeah.
Sometimes they never leave,
My
right?
brother's down here in Florida somewhere. I don't know where.
You don't talk to him?
Not really.
No. Why? Business?
So
that
my dad was an addict.
Or?
My dad was an addict growing up. And I didn't realize this till like later on in life, like really how bad he was. Because when my brother became an addict and he went to NA, my brother had the NA book. I employed my brother for 20 years. Because he was my brother, I still gave him a job. He was an addict, whatever. I always tried to help him. And what that created was he almost felt like he was entitled to everything. And he never like respected or appreciated it. And it bothered me so much. But he was still my brother, and I wanted to help him out. So when he went through his first rehab and like all that stuff, and I saw this book that said NA, brought a flashback to when I was a kid. My dad used to be in NA, and I didn't know what NA was, but he used to get these keychains that were all different colors. And he used to give them to us as kids, and we used to have like these keychains. I had no clue, but I'm like, dude, that gold thing on those colored keychains were different months for my dad that he was clean or whatever it was. And in my 30s, I now knew that my dad battled addiction. I had no idea. My mom never told us.
Really?
Right? So now my brother's battling addiction. My brother's enabler because they're the same exact person. And everything that goes wrong with my brother is my fault. Like, come on. So
yeah, I mean, that's right. That's what addicts do, right? Did you ever look at like Al-Anon or anything
I was
like
an
that?
addict too, though. You know what I mean? I was addicted to steroids.
Yeah.
But the problem is nobody enabled me. My dad disabled me. So I had to enable myself to do steroids, to not be fat anymore, to be better and always try to be better. And to this day, he's never said he was proud of me. He's never said anything.
Do you feel like, I think like sometimes I found myself doing this to other people, and it's something that I've tried not to do, is just like I used to find nicknames for everybody. Like, especially if there was somebody that had like a big mouth at work, I'd find a nickname, just kind of shut them up. Like, Joe, hey, it's funny, but like, come take it down a peg. And I think sometimes families do that. Like, it's either, they want to pick on you or they want you to change it. So I'm going to call him fat so that he changes that. Do you feel like, was it, or could it have just been, it was like the Portuguese mom?
I just think he feel good about himself. You know what I mean? Like
I'm making myself feel better, but I'm going to by putting you down. Was it just that, or was it?
No,
it was just a harmless little. It's like, hey, it's my little fat son.
No, just everyone. This is Danny Gordo. This is Danny Gordo. All repeat.
In Jersey, though, it's just like everybody. Like again, Jersey, New York. That's
Yeah, but when you got a kid who's actually really fat, you know what I mean, and he's not like comfortable in his skin, and that's all you tell him.
You can read the room.
I get it.
You know
Yeah.
your
Okay.
kid.
All right.
Yeah. As a fat kid, I totally agree.
Did you ever look at like Al-Anon or anything like that? You know, like Al, it's like for, like, what is it? I think it's called Al-Anon for like family members of alcoholics. I guess Al-Anon is the alcoholics version. I don't know what narcotics has or if it's the same thing.
No, I never looked.
But it's like it's the same as going to like an Alcoholics Anonymous, but for family members of
Yeah.
alcoholics and
Those
and,
affected by addicts.
Yeah. I mean, I've had not in my family, in my daughter's family, like they've had to deal with that, and some of them have gone to.
Yeah, I've never really I've just dealt with it on my own. And what I did for many years and in my businesses, in my relationships and everything was I just ran for validation. I searched for validation and I realized that it was self-sabotaging to me. And everything that I was doing, I was looking for the void and I was chasing something I could never fill.
Yeah.
So that was one of the problems. And I had to come to realization myself. So now I need therapy in my 30s and 40s. Like, yo, man, I have to deal with all this childhood trauma that I didn't know I had childhood trauma.
Are you doing it? Are you
Yeah, therapy, yeah.
I mean,
Listen,
it's
bro.
just being,
How do you feel about it?
raised
It's
in
just
the
being able to
80s.
talk to somebody. I like therapy because at the end of the day, listen, you know, the three of us here are more fucked up than each other. We're all fucked up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And at the end of the day, like everyone tries to put themselves in a position where they're great. And we all have our own issues. And the problem is we don't want to talk to certain people about it that don't understand it. So that's why I was very stern on who my therapist was. A guy over 50, you know, a guy who understands high performers, a guy who understands addiction, a guy who understands, you know, someone, you know, who needs someone to talk to, but that's not textbook smart, but actually has, you know, the background in it and has been able to perform in that field. So it was super, super tough for me to find someone. And now I'm not using them anymore. So I'm looking for somebody else. So it's tough because, you know, everyone's a therapist, right? Everyone goes to school for business, but they can't do business. You know, everyone's a professor, but they don't profess. So it's I really wanted to find someone who was good in that niche that understood me because it was super important because I don't like to do something or give out information or even put my energy into something that's not going to give me back what I need. So it was tough finding somebody.
So you're growing up. Was there a specific event or person that kind of got you away from
When I
that
was
feeling of
when I was
what your dad was
16.
putting on you?
Yeah. So when I was 15 years old, we passed Bon Jovi's house in Jersey, and that was the switch. My dad, I go, man, who lives here? And my dad said, those are rich people. We'll never be rich. All right. So I'm a fat kid. You're gonna tell me I'm a fat kid. You're gonna tell me I'm never gonna be able to be something. So now I understood limiting beliefs. My dad's got all these limiting beliefs, but I didn't recognize that. But I just said at this point, everything you say out of your mouth, I can't trust you because you're not a person that I want to be like. So at 14, 15, I realized this. So I got my first job at 16 doing construction with this guy, Dave. And Dave had 3 kids, beautiful family, 2 houses. And Dave was just an all-around great guy. And I used to go to his house on Saturdays and Sundays and sweep his garage, sweep his basement, rake his leaves, whatever I could do. And one Saturday morning, we walk into the coffee shop, and he gets his buttered roll and his coffee, and you know I get my buttered roll and my chocolate milk because I didn't drink coffee yet, hot chocolate, and all these people have a seat saved for Dave around his table because he goes there every Saturday morning, and they all told me how lucky I was to be mentored by Dave. I didn't even know what mentoring was. And then fast forward about a year later, I told Dave, I said, you know what? When I grow up, I want to be just like you. And he said, if anyone's going to do it, you're going to do it. I believe in you. You understand what those words did for me? No one's ever said that to me my entire life. And that's something I searched for my father to just be like, hey, son, you're doing a good job. Hey, son, I'm proud of you. Hey, son. But as soon as he told me that, dude, the switch for success went on. I said, I'm going after it. I just needed that.
Was there something about your dad or in his dad's life? Was his dad in his life? Was his dad like that with him?
My dad's mom was super strict. My dad's father was he was cool, but my grandma kind of ran the house.
Yeah.
My grandpa was timid, but he was he was great for us, you know, as grandkids. And I remember I was young, maybe 10 years old, 11 years old. My grandfather died. And I enjoyed being with him because he actually took the time to spend with us. You know, he used to catch squirrels and we used to go to the park and let the squirrels out. And I looked forward to that. And he used to get these little mini bagels and just save them for all his grandkids. And we would all go there. And it was just something that, you know, someone genuinely thought about you, right? He's like, all right, I got enough mini bagels for all the grandkids. We're going to go in this big Impala and let the squirrels out. And we're all going to do it together. And we just had a good time together. And then when he was gone, I didn't understand. But now later on in life, I see my dad was his mom. like just really strict in a way because, again, my grandma probably went through something. And you don't know what they've went through because even me talking to my dad today, like, hey, I forgive you for all this. Like, let me tell you, I remember talking to my dad.
You've had that conversation?
I've had it.
Yeah.
It was one of the hardest conversations I ever had, but it was one of the best.
Yeah.
And I literally had to do it over the phone because if I would have saw him in person, I probably would have punched him in the face.
Did he understand that you had those issues with him? Or did he just
No, so
was he
here-
living in his own little world of
Yeah.
like, hey, I was tough on my son. I made him who he is.
Nope.
Like, take credit for this guy that's sitting in front of us now.
Here's how it went. Hey, Dad, listen, I need you to listen to me. I'm going to talk to you, and it's probably going to be a little while, but I need to go over a bunch of stuff and just talk to you about how I feel, number one, and number two, why I feel this way. And everything I told him, he goes, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. And I go, listen, whether you think it's true or not, I'm telling you how I feel, why I do the things I do, and how I felt throughout those situations. And I said, I don't expect you to understand how I feel because we're two different people, but I just want to tell you why I am where I am in my life and what caused it. And when I was all done telling him, he goes, so what's up with the kids? You want to go grab some fruit soon?
Typical. How old's your dad? Typical guy, probably like my dad's
In his
generation.
60s.
Yeah. Well, that one, dad's 81 now, but yeah.
And I'm just like,
That's that old
the
school.
fuck?
What's his background? Your mom's Portuguese?
My
Mom's
dad's
Brazilian?
My
Portuguese.
Portuguese. Don't ever tell my mom that.
They just speak Portuguese.
They-
All right, yeah, I got
They fight.
my bad.
So my mom was actually born in Africa, Angola, Africa, which was
Really?
a Portuguese colony.
Okay,
So she's African.
okay,
And then my dad's Polish and Russian.
okay. Is it that tough background?
Yeah,
Like that?
stubborn ass.
Eastern
Like when
European.
did he come here?
My dad was born here.
Born here? Okay, so
Yeah.
he's not. He was from the old country.
Yeah,
His parents were?
his parents, both of my grandparents were from Poland and Russia. But all of my dad and his siblings were born here.
Yeah. He's probably, you're raised by old country folk. You're going to be kind of old country.
Yeah, I mean, my dad will probably never listen to this, but my parents are like they get around. My dad's 81, my mom's 75.
Did you just say my
They're-
parents
they're-
get around?
Well, I was going to say, because, when I say they're 80, they think he's sitting in a chair, in a rocking chair, wasting away. They're in freaking Europe right now.
He meant to say they're mobile, not get around.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
He's
They're,
thinking- he's
they're
thinking
like
swingers?
I tell people they're like two teenagers running around. They travel a ton. They like went to Europe for 3 days. They're going to be on a cruise for 7, and then like they're going to stay another 3 days in another city.
Swingers.
Yeah, yeah. I was wondering what that upside down pineapple was on the back of the car. So I mean, they're out there, like they're just doing their thing. They're not
They
wasting away at
decided not
home.
to retire. They
Yeah.
want to live life.
We've told him even though he says this is my last international trip, and like that was a little when he said we were at a baseball game and he said that, and I was just like, the way he said it was just like I know my age and I'm not going like I can't do this anymore. I'm not going to go overseas anymore. But he's like, I'll travel here and we do family stuff together. But anyway,
Sell
so
the house, buy an RV, just hit the
I mean
road.
they get around, but like my dad didn't have his dad got shot when he was a kid in the PR, and I say my dad's the way he is. He didn't have a male role figure. He didn't. Nobody taught him how to raise another man. How to raise a boy. So my dad was just like he was a cop. He worked a ton. Weekends he took care of the house and then was back to work. 20 years of just doing that, watching my dad. Just work. Did a lot of stuff. Went fishing. But always helped him change the oil in the car. I did that stuff, but he wasn't like really good at like teaching me life lessons. I really his sex talk was the most ridiculous thing ever.
How old were you?
I was 17.
Oh my God.
First real girlfriend. He comes into my room and he goes, "Hey, listen, you got this girlfriend now." He's like, "Just want to make sure you know, it drips." That was it. That was the sex talk. Like basically, he was trying to tell me like, "Hey, look, you can get her pregnant if even though you think you're pulling it." Like he didn't go into all that. He said that was it.
You know what my dad said?
That was it. And he
At, like,
he was
15,
like, he
he's
walked
like,
out.
Bang bang. I'm like, the fuck,
Bro, my dad taught me about condoms when I was 5.
You want? This was my drug. I'll tell you my drug talk. Same thing. Under a minute. In the kitchen, I was probably a little bit younger than that. The drug talk happened first. He's like, "I find out you doing drugs. You see He pointed at the stove. You see that burner right there? I'm going to take your hand and I'm going to put it on the burner. We understand each other?" And I was just like, And I hadn't done any drugs. I had no interest in drugs at that point. And that was it. That was my drug talk. Way to go, Dad. I was like, that one didn't fuck me up, but I was a dad at 19 for that, or by the time I was 20, I had a daughter.
Damn.
So thanks for the,
My dad never
thanks for
gave me-
telling me to use rubbers.
He never gave me a drug talk.
Me
But
neither.
I started doing steroids at like 16, and like
Damn.
he found my needles, and he's like, what's all that stuff? I was like, bro, I'm just trying to get big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He goes, you got any for me? I'm like,
Oh,
what
shit.
the?
Crazy.
Bro, I'm telling bro, it's not normal.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
Yeah. How about you, man? Like, is your dad still around?
No. My dad passed about 16 years ago.
Oh, wow.
52, had a heart attack.
Tough guy was,
My father was a
Who's that
master
guy?
pastry chef and like a chef.
oh,
He was big dude, strong as shit.
Benny
100 pounds of
Gordo?
flour on each.
Benny Gordo, you
Oh,
were. Did you say right?
when
You said you
I
were big.
started jujitsu at
Look at him, bro.
21.
His dad was probably a barbarian.
He was like 5'7", bro. Hundreds of pounds of flour on each shoulder, just dumping it,
Yeah.
like doing crazy.
What were you, like
feats of strength.
like you were over 300 pounds or
The
something?
day I walked into jiu-jitsu school, I was like 320.
he was like on the Ultimate Fighter. He did like
We got in there.
he was like a little piece. Almost got into the house.
My
Your fight was on
My
the show. Right?
interviews were better than my fight was.
Yeah.
At least for one of us.
So like good memories of your dad? Did he teach you a lot of stuff?
I give and take. Like pre my parents getting divorced in my teen years, we had a very tumultuous relationship.
Yeah.
Disciplinarian, black sheep,
Yeah.
normal. Once divorced, he was great.
Yeah.
Like my mom was kind of like, work, you gotta work. We need money. And then as soon as he was not working 20 hours a day, he was a pretty chill guy.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
You think that molds us into like, I mean, this gym owner, social media guy now,
I mean, like,
runs
I technically
a
run
kickboxing
3 businesses right now, and
commentates on combat. Now
paper
he's a
they're
commentator,
Yeah.
great commentator at MMA events. What else?
I mean, like
Fight tape.
I'm probably one of the top 5 or 10 cut men in the country. I'm one of the top 140 in the world. I own a
Multiple
kit
businesses.
brand. I own a gym. I run events. I'm a successful
How old are you now?
commentator. I'm 43. I'll be 44 in a couple weeks.
Same
So-
as me.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. We're gonna come to you for some advice now. So like, I've been in the back of my mind. I have Chris Rodriguez's voice saying, "Chase 2 rabbits, catch none."
Mhm.
She said that at the event. I've heard her say it on podcasts, and I'm guilty of that. Where it's just like, what's the next thing? Like, not in a bad way. Like, oh, I want to do this. Like, I had. The podcast came first. I was working for another marketing company. This was just something I did for fun. Bo helped me out with this. It was amazing. 7 years, the May 1st is 7 years, by the way, right? 7 years total. We've been doing this. And then I go out on my own, open up a marketing company, get a bug up my ass about a coach that was being part of an affiliation that did some bad things, and then a coach that did some bad things. And then I opened up Academy Safe, started that as a nonprofit. And I'm like, I keep on saying that's no more businesses. I'm not launching anything. But she's of that mindset. Like, if you're going to chase all these different things, you wind up like half-assing it. Kind of is the way I take it. What are your thoughts on that? As somebody who's a serial entrepreneur, if we can call you that, right?
So my true belief is like, listen, if you have a well-oiled machine that you really don't have to participate in, like your tape company, I don't know what it does, but let's say your tape company, your distribution, your marketing, everything is done and you're not touching it, you're not seeing it. I already know one problem that you don't have storage. So you're not going to grow unless you make that decision, right? So that's just something I learned early on here in the show. I don't know about your school. If you're hands-on on all these things, it's just the same thing as being a bottleneck in one business.
Yeah.
Right? So at the end of the day, like, you have to be able to pull yourself out and walk away. If something were to happen to you right now, let's say we had 15 days to live. We're writing our obituary, right? What did we do? What did we not do within that time frame? Now, number 2, 15 days from now, we're gone. How many of those businesses are going to self-sustain themselves? So everyone wants to do everything, right? So you're saying every 4 people have a real estate license in Florida, right? Every school teacher,
Something like that.
every waiter, because everyone sees an opportunity that makes money and they want to do it, but they're not really willing to participate in it. So that's the first problem. The second thing is like nobody ever like fully fulfills one obligation before they go on to the next. And that's the problem. So yeah, you're going to do all these different things, but when you have one thing that can actually be massive and that company's ready to sell, even though you're never going to sell it, now you go on to make the next one massive.
So it's kind of to your point before was talking about being an operator versus being a CEO.
Yeah.
right? Give us some more.
So
on
an
that
operator
subject.
has to make every decision. An operator has to deal with every email. An operator has to deal with everything going on. Has to deal with the people. Has to deal with payroll. Has to make everyday choices of what's going on in their business versus being the person who has the idea. Like, think about some of the biggest companies in the world, even in the jiu-jitsu world or whatever, some of the biggest companies. Like, the people who thought of the idea don't participate at all. They just make a lot of money.
Take the credit.
Because they put the right people in the right place. So
True.
here's the backwards way that business works. I got a business. I'm going to start a business. I'm going to do this. Now I'm going to put people in seats to fill. And all these people are just coming and showing up, and I think that they're doing the right thing. That's not how it works. You take the idea, you create the systems, you create the processes. Now, once you have that, then you plug the people in. And then once you do that, you should be able to pull yourself out of it because everything is operating. What are one thing that most companies don't have? Core values. So when you hire people to work for you, they're just working for a paycheck. They're not working for a purpose. And if people can't be a part of your mission and they know every day why they're showing up for you and what you're really trying to do, most people show up to work every day because they think their boss is trying to make more money. They don't really see the value in what they're trying to do, because the boss is just pushing these people versus, having an operation that's fully scalable, fully grown, and the boss still loves, the idea of what they're doing and really appreciates and is willing to pay the people way more than maybe the owner's making at the point.
So what do you tell, like, when I think you were already doing the podcast before you really had Fight Tape going, right? We were already working together on the podcast, right?
Yeah, I think I know I finally pulled the trigger on like purchasing my first order. I think like
How long had you been? Was this like in that conception mode? Like I'm thinking
I'm a
about
paralysis by analysis guy.
Yeah.
Like at my core for sure. I probably been sitting. I had completed plans on everything and just didn't purchase for probably a year and a half.
So when I remember when he brought that out, or when he started posting about that, and I was like, I don't even know that I had gone to the Maya event where I heard Chris Rodriguez speak, and I'm like, wanted to tell him like, bro, concentrate on your gym, man. Concentrate on your commentating. Like I wanted like to say that, but I also don't want to shit on somebody's dream. Like, you know what I mean?
You don't own the business. You just do it. Get paid.
Yeah.
So basically what happens, I run a fight team. My guys were fighting. They're doing good. We're going up and down the state. I develop a relationship with the promoter, and we get talking. And he's like, "Oh, you're funny. You're charismatic, whatever." And I had a show with no guys on it, and I'm like, "I'm coming out anyway. You want me on the mic?" And he's like, "Yeah." I did a couple times, and he's like, "Do you want to travel with us?" I'm like, "I'm going to be going to these shows anyway for the most part. Why not?"
And those shows are almost all in Florida, or all
Yeah.
in Florida.
They do a couple regions where I don't necessarily travel because it's going to take 10-hour drives or 6-hour drives each way. And I was like, I'll go Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa, etc.
Down to Miami, right?
Yeah. If I'm driving more than 4 hours,
Yeah.
it's got to make.
So again, when you were doing, I'm just like, never want to shit on anybody's dream. But now, again, then I hear Chris Rodriguez say it. And now I say that to people. I'm like,
So I looked at it like this.
Is your business in a place where you can walk away, and if you're not there, it's going to run, and it's going to grow, and it's going to get better?
The reason I got into this, one, it's very hands-off.
No, I'm not saying this.
The gym, no.
Yeah.
I'm working on the systems of the gym now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, does the time, I'm not shitting, I'm using this as an example. Is your time working on Fight Tape taking away from you growing your gym, which is the bread and butter? Because all of this all happens because you are a gym owner and a martial artist.
Could I be putting more time into Fight Tape and making it a bigger thing? Yes. But Fight Tape is kind of a sit on its own thing. Post some social media and it gathers. I'm not making $100 million off of it or anything, but it's way more than paying for itself. So on that level, it's okay.
Okay.
And I got into it because I had so many guys fighting so frequently that I was burning money almost not doing it. Like I'm saving, let's say $500-600 a year on gauze and tape by just producing it myself. And so, it sits on a shelf. If I don't sell a single roll, it saved me $500 a year. Okay.
So it's a hobby.
Yeah.
At this point.
This was only ever a hobby.
Yeah.
But it picked up a little quicker than I expected it to.
So let's look. I don't know how many businesses you have or how many things you do, but let's look at all 5 things you do. Let's say it's 5. Which of the 5 could be the most profitable that you could sell for the most amount of money if you focused on it for the next 5 years and would make more money than the 5 of these things that you're doing right now with the kind of money you're making?
Either the gym or the tournament.
Right. So now
the tournament, what?
The kickboxing tournaments.
Oh, the kickboxing.
Right,
okay.
So why not hire like a CMO and a CFO for this? Let them go do what they got to do if they're going to run it. That way you have zero attention to that. The commentating, if it's fun and be there, that's cool. It's your free time. But at the same time, look at the amount of time it's taking you away from the things that you're doing, and then make a decision. But dial in on one of those two things and just grow it.
Yeah,
and grow it to a point where you could sell it, and millions of dollars, 10x, whatever it's worth at that point, because you are no longer a part of it, and then go on to the next thing. That's what I teach people how to do.
Yeah, that's the big goal. Like for the gym, I would love to take the step back and just be like the head chef. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Awesome to have you here. When I feel like it, or I want to work with this group, kind of thing. That's the goal. Like I have an international family. I would love to have a second location where my wife's from.
Yeah,
and then I want. That's the dream. Realistically, not impossible. I've done very good on my own with minimal to no coaching, and now I have coaching. So it's like, we can make a fucking difference now. So
you're talking about
Maya, really? Yeah.
Okay.
It's only been upwards since getting with them, and the more I put systems into practice, like running the business.
It's called like
system
Martial
development.
Arts Industry Association.
Yeah,
it's Maya for short. Maya is the acronym.
It's specifically geared towards my industry.
Yeah, you guys should come to my 7-figure event. You'd learn so much. But it's really just all about knowing your lane, right? Elon Musk took Tesla to where it is today. Now he's working on something else, right? So everyone that has grown something magnificent and super big had a singularity of focus. The problem is we're all scatterbrained because we look at the opportunities, but the problem is we take away. We only have 24 hours in a day. We can only do so much. So whatever's not scaling for you at the point where it's paying you enough money to be like, hey, if my gym fell apart, I can live off of this. Then you have to get somebody else to just do it. Then you just focus on the things that you can do. Then you pull yourself out of it. Then you come back and wrap yourself in.
So like, I know probably not big enough to go hire somebody. No, I'm using it as an example, but because I see in him the way that I was before I had the marketing company, which is just like, I want to do this. And I was all over the place. I had a t-shirt company that turned into the podcast store. So great. It turned into something and it just sits there and somebody orders, they order. It's not a big money maker, but it's there. But again, I see it like, I'm like, man, you're such a talented commentator, man. You're such a talented.
I would love to double down. It's just not there. It's just,
like
I'm in so many smaller or niche industries. Like the reason it works is because they all feed into the same thing.
Okay.
They all benefit the gym in some way.
Yeah.
I started the tournament.
If you were running tanning salons, I'd be like, dude, you're a little bit off of the mark here. Like
I started the kickboxing tournament because I run a martial arts school that specializes in kickboxing. And so it is now a retention and revenue source.
Sure.
You want to compete. Most people do.
Okay.
Well, here's your first soiree into kickboxing. And because that is a separate business, obviously you have your registration, your spectators, So business one feeds business two feeds business one.
Same here, right?
Kinda.
I've talked about like, this was all unintentional because I had the podcast first. When I opened up my marketing company, I made Black Belt the main sponsor. And then we get business from listeners that are doctors, dentists, they're jiu-jitsu guys that have regular careers. And then they're like, I'd love to give my business to another jiu-jitsu guy. Like that's how it fed into. I'm like, this is great. It's why we still do it. I love doing this, but it's just like, we don't sell a ton of sponsorships. I don't even focus on it. It's marketing for ourselves. I started Academy Safe again, completely unintentionally. I got pissed off because my coach was a dirtbag. I start that, and all of a sudden we're talking to gym owners, and they're like, "Hey, can you help us with this?" And then now some of those are becoming clients. Was not what it was meant to be, but what's happened. So they're feeders. But I know, I'll really, instead of making the statement, I'll ask the question: do you feel like guys like us, it's hard? Do you see people where it's hard for them to say no to stuff? When there's like an idea comes up, they have an idea in their head, or an idea presents itself, and a serial entrepreneur sometimes like squirrel, right? And they
shiny objects, bro.
Yeah,
everything looks good.
Yeah, and I'm not attacking you, Ben. I love everything that you're doing. I'm a supporter of it.
It looks good in the beginning.
Yeah,
and again, what we do is we compare ourselves to other people, and we look at what other people are doing, and we try to size ourselves up.
Yeah,
but some of the most successful people in this world focused on one thing, then went to the next, then went to the next, then went to the next. Because we're limited, dude. We only have so much time.
Very close to what you're saying, like as far as like the marketing company. My daughter is having twins. My daughter works for the company. She's having twins. And I was like, a lot of this is, I've been like, I'm going to have her take this over. Now, figured she could do it with one kid. Yeah, she's 32. She just got married a few months ago, and she's pregnant with twins. She's like the backbone of our business. And I'm like, okay, figure she's gonna have one baby. She'll come back, go on maternity leave, come back.
Quintuplets.
And guess what? Having twins, I'm like, oh, you're not coming back. You're not gonna be able to come back.
At least a year.
So we have a plan. If she wants to work, she'll run. What's that?
Is she entrepreneurial?
No.
Then she probably won't come back.
No. So again, the plan is to have her run the nonprofit because she doesn't have to be as involved or in meetings and calls and available like she does for the marketing company. So she can run that. It's all emailing and texting and just make sure people get signed up. So that's the plan if she decides to come back. But I'm like, it should. I thought I was about to step away. My focus has been like, let me move over into the nonprofit more. And now that it's dragging me back in. So I'm not.
Listen, you can have people just come in and you just bring trained assassins in for those specific areas and let them just do what they gotta do.
I have a great sales manager, so she's amazing. She's training somebody new right now, so she's gonna hopefully she'll take her place.
I can't wait to afford my first full-time employee.
Outside of me. What business or all of them,
gym
or just
gym.
the gym? Okay.
So what I would say to you is you can't afford not to right now.
I know. I'm at this weird point where it's like, okay, I need to spend the money to get the person who will earn their wage back and take me over the bump.
What would that full-time person do?
In this
Coach
moment,
or do sales, get new students in?
It would be project management or, behind the desk office-y stuff.
Okay.
I'm much better, on the floor than I am in the bureaucratic, areas and doing follow-up calls. I'm not bad. It's just not where my wavelength focuses.
But you have CRMs and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they send out emails and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's just the person-to-person touches.
So no, you use Go High Level.
Yeah.
Is it yours or is it Chris's?
Chris uses Go High Level, so all of my stuff through Chris is Go High Level. I personally use something called My Studio.
Okay. Are there automations in place to chase a student, send them a text?
Yeah, I'm actually redoing them now.
So in Go High Level though, if you stop working with her, do you, not that you are, but if you that Go High Level account is yours or that's theirs that they give you access
theirs.
to? Okay.
That's terrible.
Right, because I was going to say
pull all that out of there.
Well, he's paying a marketing company that gives him the entire system preset. And if a lead comes in, they get them to the door. So and then it's your lead for the chase
when
after
a lead
they've
comes
been
in, it goes to both
store.
systems, and once they've come into the room, then they're mine to follow.
And then you're following up with them in what's the other one called?
My studio.
My studio.
You should still have your own high level account through them. It could be, even though they white label.
It's my account.
All right, but if
you stop paying her, you don't have that account anymore.
It comes with the service. Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
you don't own it.
I don't own my high level. No.
Oh, you should.
It's in our paperwork that all the information is mine. If I am to leave, they will give it to me, but I am not paying high level.
The automation, you don't get the automations. That's a plug-in you set up the automations.
So I have my own automations, which is typically after gathered, programs, trials, etc. And they're doing all the lead automations.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I have access to all the scripting and everything, but I use a concierge, so I don't. It's not so much automations as much it is an employee who does.
Do they have a program where they'll chase after?
Yeah. That's the concierge service.
No. After you get them to come in.
Oh no.
Will they chase?
They do pretty much to the door.
Get them to the door. Yeah. Now, once you've met, once you shake hands, it's yours.
Pretty much.
Okay. All right. I mean, still, I know her. I know her program. It's a great program. It's
I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah. We do the same thing with our CRM. I mean, you don't get the CRM. If you're working with us, you have access to the CRM, but we're a completely done for you service.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing it we're not worried about getting the lead. It's a doctor, a dentist, an attorney. So it's not the same chase as got him in the school.
Data, though?
Yeah. Short answer is yes. They own their data.
They don't have to be built into another CRM if they left.
If they left, but we're doing we're managing their Google business profile. They own that already. They just give us access. We're posting to their social media. That's theirs. They own it. They're just giving us access.
What about their newsletters and their emails and all that stuff?
No, that's all on them. We're getting the phone to ring. He's getting students to the door. We're getting the phone to ring, and then it's on them.
Got it.
So they don't need we don't do the chase in our system, although we're getting to a place where we could do that. Where I moved over to Go High Level and I just didn't like it. The user interface was horrible. The reporting dashboard sucked. Our clients were used to a very, very good looking database where reporting a lot of information. And then it's very difficult to program those things. You had to tell it, I want this information and I want this information, and versus like we turn something on and all the info's there. Google Analytics, Google Console, SEO, plug in their website, like everything is tracked like seamlessly. So that's what I deliver. Like, I'm going to get you more traffic to your Google business profile. Maybe we're doing SEO. We get people to your website and we're going to show you that data, but they own it all. And although I've worked for marketing companies that are like, no, you can't have this Google Ads account, or you can't have this, you've got to set up your Google Analytics again. I give them everything. If somebody was to leave, I'm like, you're an admin on that account. If you don't want to work with me, you have it. I'll take my name off and now you own the account. So I do it that way because I worked for a company that didn't do it like that. And that was one of the biggest gripes. It's like, I don't own this. This isn't mine. This is yours. If I'm going to invest all this time, and if I decide I don't want to work with you, I lose all of this. And I'm like, yeah, you do. So when I opened up my marketing company, I'm like, nope, you're an admin on it. I'm an admin and you're an admin. You see that right there? See us right there next to each other? It's yours. It's as much yours as it is mine. But don't go in and fuck anything up. Don't touch anything. Let me go into your Google Ads. Let me go into your GBP. Like, we're going to do it. But if you ever want to fire us, it's yours. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
So it's very different than the old school, I own it. I own your stuff. No. So like, I know a lot of companies will like register somebody's domain. I'm like, that's like the freaking title to your house, man. The domain is like $14 a year, but it's like one of the most important things you have. You can let somebody else own your .com. I literally had a conversation this week with somebody. I'm like, they were charging her like thousands of dollars a year to update her WordPress her WordPress site, her plugin, and her domain. I go, do you know that your domain is $14.99 a year to GoDaddy? Like it's literally like click a button to refresh your WordPress, your version of WordPress. So anyway, there are tons of sharks out there. She literally showed me what she was paying. She was paying $16,000 a year for email. She uses Google Workspace, and they're claiming that they're managing her emails. It was ridiculous. It was great. She showed me. I'm like, oh my God, you're getting fucking robbed blind. So hopefully she's going to become
that's the problem. A lot of people are like oblivious to these stuff.
Yeah.
So they always get hammered on the back end for business.
Yeah. So, have you worked with gym owners? Like, do you have like a niche that you work with?
I got a guy right now. Yeah, he owns 2 gyms. He's actually he's in Jersey and he's going to Austin to open up another gym. Dude, he was
jiu-jitsu?
No, he's actually owns like a CrossFit gym.
Okay.
But dude, every business is the same. But he was doing everything in there every day. Now he's got people in there, processes, KPIs, SOPs that he didn't even know what that stuff was.
Yeah.
And everything is done, and he literally just works out at a different gym. Doesn't even go to his gym. Just because he doesn't want to be there. He wants it to operate by itself.
Yeah.
And it's fully operational. And we did that for him in 6 months. And now he's opening up another location in another state.
Yeah. So what was he, before he met you?
Everything,
Owner,
operator, everything, billing, this, that, every decision, every marketing decision, every single thing went through him.
Yeah.
Opening the door in the morning, closing the door at night, everything.
Yeah. You don't want all that.
So I'm going to I'll share this, and I'm surprised at how well I'm dealing with it. Company's doing good, but we just had a really shitty 45 days since the war started. Like our clients have been affected. We've been affected, clients, so we've had a really shitty time. And I'm just like, all right, I'm going to Orlando next week, and I'm going on a cruise in May. I'm going up to my daughter. Like, I'm constantly traveling. This is the first time ever in my life I've traveled like every single month out of the state. So I'm like completely unaffected. I'm like, all right, we lost a couple of accounts, the clients' accounts. We got one, this person sold their business. This person's closing down. This person, corporate won't give us access to their Google business profile. So we couldn't do the work that they hired us to do. Like things that are beyond our control. And I'm just like, get it back.
Never fight resistance. It makes you stronger.
Yeah.
It's a thing that you have to go through. It's a growth process. And now you know that, hey, this is just a period right now.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Yeah. I'm like, I got to be like, man, everybody, don't worry, everybody. It's okay. We're okay. Just, but, you lose a couple of accounts and people, and I'm just like, Going to the podcast today. Favorite day. This is my favorite day of the week of any week.
Look
This is
at
just
an
come here and
opposite
bullshit.
marketing company of you where they got one or two big clients and they don't have anybody else. And then one of those two big clients cancel on them. Now they're fucked because they have no income.
So I've had this. It's funny that you said this because I'm actively, I'm changing something about the business because of that. But what is your opinion on, 10 clients paying you $10,000 a month or like 100 clients paying you $1,000 a month? Like
100 clients paying, yeah, easier to replace.
Easier to replace. My take has always been easier to replace. If you lose a handful, it's not a big impact on the business.
And you upsell the other ones.
And you can upsell them, and you have now 100 guys paying you 1,000 who could conceivably pay you 1,500, 2,000, 3.
So think about this.
You have a bigger book.
McDonald's gives away more Heinz ketchup than Heinz sells. How's that even possible?
They give away
more ketchup every day than Heinz sells because of location, distribution, and outlets. So they have more distribution centers than any other place in the world, McDonald's. So just the amount of ketchup they give away for free, the manufacturer doesn't even sell daily.
Oh, sell. I'm thinking that they actually manufacture. I get what you mean, though. That's a crazy factoid.
And how? And the food sucks because they focused on the vital few, and they went out there and created multiple distribution centers, just bringing money and money and money, and it's all system operated.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, number 2 is the number 2, number 6 is number 6. You're not changing it. You're not changing anything. Everything is the same, even if you're in China.
That's funny because, in the jiu-jitsu world, I'm starting to like Gracie Barra more and more because everything is systematized, right? Or, everything is according to them. You might, as a gym owner, you might know differently, but back takes at one Gracie Barra, if you're in the United States, everybody's doing the same thing that day. So it's back takes here.
To be worldwide.
Yeah. So I can go to Australia, and on that same day, everybody's doing back takes. Everybody's teaching back. Everybody's on the same curriculum on that day, period. People shit on them because, got to buy their stuff, got to buy this, got to buy that, got to buy that.
They're McDojo. They're the most expensive.
Well,
they're not necessarily the best product.
McDojo signifies more of they're giving away belts.
Yeah.
They're just fake bullshit. Do you think that they're like that?
Yeah.
I mean, I think most of the hobbyist gyms are kind of like that. It's like time versus skill.
I've had quite a few people come over from there, and how many classes per stripe? And it's oh no, you earn them. You don't just check in for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, if we're talking competition wise, if you see Gracie Barra and they're less than a high purple belt, dismissive.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dismissive.
But that's how all big corporations run. They don't want to always offer the best, but as long as they can get the most. They want the many, not the few. And that's how they all grow. Look, motorcycle clubs do the same thing, right? There's a battle of MCs out there right now because I know guys in the world. They're literally just giving people patches. Hey, you pay us X amount of dollars. We're going to give you a patch. You don't got to put your time in. You don't got to do this. And I know guys in this world, and the other clubs are getting pissed off because, the one club just wants to grow my numbers because they want to be the most fierce. And you have the other guys who trying to be integrity, and I have this war going on, right? So it happens everywhere, dude. Whether it's the good side of the world or the bad side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up some of my family was in that world, and I have friends who are in that world, and literally just talking. You can walk up to this one club and you can give them $1,000. You're fully patched today. You don't know anything.
Yeah. Okay.
Now think about that. This guy's carrying a gun. This guy's starting a fight. This guy's doing this kind of stuff.
But there's some dad. There's some accountant dad over here that's got a patch. That's faking the funk.
Yeah.
Really? That's crazy. Yeah. I mean, does it happen in jiu-jitsu and martial arts? Yeah.
Well, where do you learn who the good guys are? They're on the mat. They're the ones they're doing it. They're actually going to fight. They're not just showing up to class.
Yeah. Yeah. It's there's an argument to be had on if I go 3 days a week and you go 6 days a week and we're getting promoted at the same time, probably not the right system.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe that the time is a factor. Most coaches until now, not a lot of schools don't use a system for check-in, to know that the kid was there or the adult was there. So it's just you maybe are judging them by how they look on the mat, but okay, their moves are good, but he doesn't really know how many days he was there that week. So these systems like Wodify and what was the one that you used?
I use my studio.
My studio, like, they check in. Do they check in with something?
Yeah.
Do they check in with it? Do they boop, little fob or something?
They come to the door.
Or
You
they-
can either sign in by name, pin code, scanner, whatever.
Okay.
But it goes by you want to advance people up by the amount of days they show up to class, not the amount.
Well, I'm saying there are a lot of places.
There's a lot
out
of
there
places that do. As long as you check in, they're like, hey, you
I
got
think it should
50
be a
check-ins. Guess what?
factor. Like I think it should be a
Someone can show up
factor.
for 6 months and be way better than a guy who's been there for 6 years, right?
Well,
Yeah.
So I'll tell. Like I got my blue belt in 6 months. I was a white belt for 6 months, but I started at 41, so I was an adult. I was disciplined. I would go 6 days a week. We were open 6 days a week, 5 days at the school. On Saturdays, it was an open mat, but we would travel to another place. At my 6th month, my coach wanted to give me the blue belt. I'm like, hey, I want to compete. Let me compete at white belt once. I did a new breed, double gold. Guys half my age. Nobody there was over 40. I'm fighting guys in their 20s. Beat everybody, double gold. Come back and get my belt. That's a
Good story.
respectable.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah. And I was coaching, and I had the keys to the place, and I was working out in the facility when nobody was there. Like I 2-3 hours a day. My wife, it was a problem in my marriage. My wife was just like, really? 5 hours? I'm like, he couldn't come in. He was a DHS guy. He was like a former New York City cop, became a DHS officer and was like internal affairs. So like investigating other DHS officers. So sometimes like, I'm on a stakeout, dude. I can't come in. Can you open up? So I'd show up at 5, open up the place. By the time I got home, it was 7 o'clock. She's like, 5 hours? Really? 5 hours of fucking jujitsu? Like what, 6 days a week, 3 hours a day, sometimes 5.
Comes unbelievable.
Going, but I was the best. I mean, don't drink. I'm not in a strip joint. I'm not at a bar. I'm not fucking out here chasing, skirts. And I'm like, this is like the best version of myself I've ever been. Barely drink, don't do drugs. Like now she sees it. Now she's just like, dude, that makes you better. But I'm also like 2 or 3 days a week, if that, maybe like really 2, if I'm being honest. Gym on days that I'm not doing jujitsu, but just physically because of like my aches and pains. It's hard for me to get into the academy every day. But anyway, so that's different than somebody that says, if you come 2 days a week or 3 days a week and want your belt and think you're getting a blue belt in 6 months, it's not going to happen. But there's like, again, so it's like I think time on the mat is a factor, but your skill should also be a factor. What do you think about like, okay, you compare me to another guy that's 53 that comes the same amount of time. Okay, I get that. But you can't compare me to a 26-year-old kid who's just super fucking talented.
Of course not.
Right? But a lot of those schools will just do it on time. Like I got my black belt with 5 other people, or excuse me, there were 5 of us that got our black belts on the same day. We didn't all deserve it. As a matter of fact, most of us did deserve it, including me. The one person that deserved it to have it before all of us was a teacher there. She was a girl. She competed. She was tougher than the male roles. Just about every male role that I had, for like guys that I rolled with, she was tougher than all of them.
Wow.
She deserved it. And as a matter of fact, she deserved it on her own day. Nobody else should have got promoted on the day that she got her black belt. So including me. She's teaching, training twice a day some days. I'm coming 3 days a week.
Yeah. It was just easier to promote you all at the same time.
Yeah. But that's just the way that it is, But I do believe in also like now, I don't know if you've heard this, like, it's jiu-jitsu starts all over again at black belt, or jiu-jitsu really begins at black belt. Like now you're really going to learn because now you learn how to coach, how to teach, how to mentor. I believe that. It's just like, I'm in a gym now.
Is every black belt
15 black belts.
No. So you have black belts that are competitors, black belts that are coaches. Then you have some black belts that have never competed
or coached.
And they have like different colored bars on their belt. I think it's white while you're a competitor because the stripes of your rank are white, so you wouldn't be able to see them because you're not supposed to get rank. When you retire from competition and become a professor or a non-competitive black belt, then you get the red bar and you start collecting stripes. So if you're a black belt for 9 years, but you're a competitive black belt, you don't get stripes. You don't get stripes till you're done.
But you could be a competitive and teach though.
Yeah, but if you're still competing, if you wear the white bar, you're not supposed to get rank.
See, I don't know that many people that wear the white bar. Do you see them use that?
Dude, I didn't even know it existed until like 7 years ago.
My understanding of just the full white bar is He's a black belt, but he doesn't coach. He's just a competitor. He's there for himself.
Yes.
He's not coaching. Then you get the red. If you get the red with the 2 stripes, you start out with the red with the 2 stripes on the edges that aren't degrees. The red, those white bars.
I'd never
you're
seen
a
the stripe.
teacher.
I don't have them on my belt. I'd never seen them before
On
until
the
my
edges,
buddy did them.
on the
Yeah.
at the ends. That means that you're. I believe it's supposed to be after 3 years. If you're coaching, and you at your first degree, then you get those 2 bars. Like, everybody's got some fucking different thing about it. But anyway,
I got a
it's,
white belt.
That thing's
Hey, man.
sick.
That's the hardest belt to get. That's the hardest one,
Statistically accurate.
right? Do you feel
$100 I paid?
Do you feel like you do it again, or do you saying like your knees
Yeah,
too done?
If I could, when I slow down, I'll do it again. It was just a great workout. It was a really great workout. Yeah,
Yeah,
I would do it in place of cardio. Like, I wasn't going to compete. I just liked the workout.
How old did you say you were?
Right at 44.
44. Okay.
You know, I'm not going to compete, but now I just do cold plunge and sauna and workout every day. But I just didn't do sauna or cardio when I did that,
Yeah.
and it felt good.
I've been out for a month. I've went last Thursday to get back on the mat. The neck is still fucked up. I'm like, that made my neck worse. Got to stop. I'm going to get an anti-inflammatory at the pharmacy. I'm picking up my prescription on the way home. Hopefully it makes me back and get back on the mat, because I fucking miss it. It's
Head.
it
Yeah,
freaking
that's my
it
gym.
is
That's my gym time.
It's my
Yeah.
therapy, man. That is
Yeah.
like that whole, that is really true. I could feel shitty, have a horrible day, and go to jiu-jitsu, and I come back and be
Yeah.
like,
I'm like a
What was
convenience
that?
guy. I would almost put a mat at my place and have someone come do it with me. So I got to go somewhere. I can less time, more performance.
Hey.
I turned my home office into a mat room. I just did that. this
Yeah?
last couple- yeah.
The guy who owns ATT, when I was like way young, he was a big pro wrestling guy, so was I. So I'd like meet him for lunch once a week. We talk wrestling. And in his house, he just had a training room. He would just kick my ass, be like, all right, going back to work. Bye.
Yeah.
So his dad was the Undertaker. Now
Yeah.
looking like the Undertaker.
I love having. I use it mostly to stretch, just to have the mat room stretch, roll the back out. I have a dummy in there every once in a while. I'll be like, "What was that move? Let me figure out that move."
I would never.
I have a grappling dummy, but it's mostly about. Well, it's different. You live in a gym already. You want to go home. Like, an accountant doesn't want to go home and do accounting. Right? Like, you don't want to come home and do more MMA.
I'm a little autistic for martial arts, so yeah, I go home and I just do more martial arts stuff.
Do you? No.
Not all the time. No, I'm also
Well,
getting
you're
home
probably
at 10.
doing
I'm
this
eating
other
dinner
stuff,
and
right?
going to bed.
Yeah. No.
Hmm.
Well, listen, man. Dan, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, man, thank you guys.
We're an hour and a half in. It's almost 2:00. Appreciate you coming on. Definitely like to get some information. I'm traveling a lot. When did you say you're
May 9th. Saturday,
May 9th?
Yeah.
May 9th. That's the day. Is that the day before Mother's Day?
Yeah, day before Mother's Day.
That's Saturday. It's gonna be. I don't know
It
what the
is.
family's doing. And then you have another one when? You said you have something else going?
Not Florida. Our next
PA.
one will be in Irvine, California.
Okay.
Then after that, Detroit, and then Philly,
Yeah.
and then Austin, Texas.
When are you in
We
Philly?
have one this next week in New Jersey. Philly will be October 1st and 2nd.
Oh, okay. I'm in Harrisburg for Seminar Stack August 8th.
Oh, you do which one? In August.
Yeah.
All right. Supposed to be the
Thought they might have been close time-wise. Why?
we were supposed to go to Abu Dhabi for the WKU. With the war, they changed it to Germany. They're changing it to Germany on their own home turf, same dates. So they asked me if I'm still going. I said yes, but Rob can't go. I'm not sure if I'm tied to her. If Rob doesn't go, I can't go. But also my daughter's due on the 17th. But with twins, they're going to induce, so it's 2 weeks before. So
I don't think you're going.
I don't think I can go because my daughter's probably I'm gonna be up with my daughter. So I'm gonna head up there. Be like, hey, look at me.
Oh my
little
God.
girls. Oh my God, they look just like me.
Grandpa.
They're already like, I hope they don't. Her husband goes, I hope they don't have your ears. We're known for
The stick out?
large sticking out ears.
Hey, fellow Jiu-Jitsu dummies. Think about this. How well do you know the people who are training your kids? Does your academy run background checks on all staff members, not just the owner? That's why there's Academy Safe. We mandate those checks, plus crucial U.S. Center for Safe Sport certification and concussion training. But we require even more. Our accredited gyms must also have defibrillators on premises, CPR, first aid, and AED certification, security cameras, verification of coach lineage and ranks, and business insurance. Don't guess. No. Demand safety for your family. Find an accredited gym at academysafe.org. Academy Safe, the highest standards in martial arts safety.
Special thank you to the crew over at Flow and Roll for all their support. Flow and Roll is renowned for their incredible no-gi rash guards, shorts, and leggings. Flow and Roll has quickly become the premier custom apparel provider for academies big and small throughout the United States. Reach out today to discuss your custom order and ask about their incredible pre-order program. You can send an email to flowandroll@gmail.com or visit their Instagram at flow_n_roll and shoot them a direct message. And yes, they can create an awesome custom gi for your academy as well. Visit flowandroll.com to check out their awesome designs, and remember, you'll get 20% off your purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD.
Is your business getting lost online? Black Belt Digital Marketing is a full-service digital marketing agency that helps you get found, get leads, and grow. We specialize in local and website SEO, so your business stands out when customers search. Our website SEO makes sure your site loads fast, ranks high, and stays ahead of AI-driven search, so customers find you first. More visibility, more clicks. More customers write when they're ready to buy. Grow your business online with Black Belt Digital Marketing. Visit bbdigitalmarketing.com or call 9542-204932 today.
And so anyway, Dan, appreciate you coming on. Listen, I mean, when you're down here, you want to come through, if you want to train, this place, I train out in Coral Springs, come down and train if you want to get on the mat. But if you ever want to come back on the podcast, just let me know. Give me a little heads up. We do 2 a month. So, I think when we spoke, I got to kind of schedule it out. We're doing a lot more solo. So there's a little bit more time. Like, somebody wants to jump on now. I have the studio booked twice a month through October. So I've got all my dates. So if you were like, hey, I'm going to be down, I've got, a couple of months out that are completely open that I haven't put anybody in yet. Right, so cool. Just if you ever want to come back on, I want to get Ish back down. When we did Ish's podcast, I thought about that. I'd love to have you guys, like, if you ever, I'm only doing them in house. I don't do them remote. I hate doing them remote. I like doing it like this. If we could work something out, I'm supposed to go up there. So I'm going to try to go up there in the summer and do his. But if you guys ever collaborate, I don't know if you're still in touch with him.
Ask him what the dates are, but I think it's October.
I haven't done anything solid. I want to go in the summer. I'm going to go in the summer. I don't want to go up north in the winter. It's
not that cold in October.
No. Well, I'm going to go up in the summer is what I had told them. I'm going to try to go up in the summer. But again, I have depends on when my daughter has a baby. But I'm going to be in Virginia. I was thinking about if I can go from Virginia up to his podcast, hang out, come back. Got to figure that out. So a lot of things are up in the air because
let me know. I'll come back down there.
But yeah, if you have listen, you got my info. We can always have you come through and, hey, I'm going to be down. I'm down there. Let's do a pod. It's almost always Friday, 11 to 1 or 12 to 2. We have a couple 11 to 1s coming up. It's normally 12 to 2, but 11 to 1, 12 to 2 on Fridays. But again, I'm booked out. So if you tell me when you're going to be down, I'll be like, yep, I got an opening. We'll just put you in. Thanks. So I appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you so much. You want to
me?
Do your outro?
Oh, snap. I do. I can never overstate North Palm Beach's absolute best martial arts facility. American top
Gracie
team.
I'm sorry.
Unbelievable. But two. There's only one option, sir. If you are in the mixed martial arts space, whether it's Muay Thai, boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, American Top Team Palm Beach Gardens is the premier martial arts facility in the North Palm Beach area. Don't question it. Jump on the website, attpbg.com. Palm Beach's only Academy Safe school, just showing how much we care about you, your kids, and their safety before we teach them how to beat the crap out of people.
Tell me a little bit about Fight Tape.
Oh my gosh, it's tape and it's sticky and you use it for athletics. And it's way better than the big brands at a much better price. We've gone directly to the factory. We've cut out the middleman. We have none of the BS markup that you're paying just for a name. Come and get the best stuff you can at a way more affordable price. And I'll be very frank, if you want to put your name on it, we can do that too. We will white label your orders. You want to have Joe's
great idea.
Tape?
That is a great idea.
I know. I stole it from you. And with that, go to fighttape.us and buy our stuff.
Dan, tell everybody where they can find you. We'll have it up on the screen. I have all your stuff.
Yeah,
We'll put it
awesome.
on the screen. But
Biggest platforms, Instagram, Big Dan Official. Also, BigDCoaching.com, BigDMastermind.com, BigDSpeaking.com.
podcast, Big D.
The Big D Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. And the Intrepidist Podcast is another podcast I have with a co-host. We interview business owners, talk about fear, talk about inception of business, talk about what you're going through, what you still go through, what you still fear, and really helps that next business owner get to that level where they need to be.
Very cool. Again, always welcome back, man. Thank you so much for
Appreciate
doing
it.
this. Check us out at Jiu-Jitsu Dummies for all the ways to watch, listen, support, right? Instagram, YouTube, I was going to say TikTok.
Hey,
Almost said TikTok. You can check me out at Uncle Milty BJJ on Instagram as well. Thank you for watching and listening, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Peace, love, jiu-jitsu is how we use the outro here. Take care, guys. Os.